Nigerians from all walks of life on Thursday stormed the conference hall of the Center for International Advanced and Professional Studies, SAPS, as the director of the center, Professor Kila'S, unveiled a book titled Owe Yoruba by Proverb. The book, according to the author, is a journey into the intricate and innermost mind of the Yoruba people, noting that the Yoruba culture is triumphant in the sense that it has blazed the trail. While explaining that the book seeks to understand the ways the society and culture operate, he noted that it is not primarily a book about language, rather it provides an insight into getting to know the proverbs in Yoruba culture as part of everyday life.
Whilst the rest of the world, the whole world, was divided into people who were farming and fishing, or who were tilling the ground or hunting, the Yoruba culture was one of the few cultures in the world that had a group of people who did not have to sweat to eat. They did not have to till the ground or kill birds and animals or fish. All they had to do was think, recite, learn the culture and store it. Those people became the psychiatrists, the priests, the seers, the counselors, the advisors, and the custodians of the culture. That figure has allowed the culture to be A, consolidated and stored, B, to be expanded and to become articulate. And that is why we have, in cultures that have this kind of figure, that's why we can have such a robust corpus of thought and knowledge in there. And that is what we're tapping into here today. The book is not really a book about language. It's not a book about thought and knowledge, as you will soon see. Because what brought me to there was simply my normal quest to seek ways and better ways to understand the way societies, people and culture work. And Proverb became a very good way to get an insight into the Yoruba culture. Because Proverbs of all cultures have the benefit of letting you see the mindset of those that coined those Proverbs. Because Proverbs are based on observation of what happens in daily life. They're based on observations, they're built on thoughts. So it is a combination of reality and analysis that builds Proverbs.
In his remarks, the representative of the Lagos State Governor, Mr. Oguntimehim, at the occasion, the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Kehinde, expressed the governor's goodwill message and his solidarity stand with the culture and tradition of the Yoruba-oriented book.
This is a goodwill message delivered by His Excellency, Mr. Oguntimehim, Governor of Lagos State, at the unveiling of a book titled Owe Yoruba Proverbs by Professor Adeniyi Kila'S at the Center for International Advanced and Professional Studies. Again, His Excellency extends his greetings and says that it is my pleasure to join you all on this occasion of the official launch of the book titled Owe Yoruba Proverbs, written by Professor Adeniyi Kila'S. Culture is very critical to the healthy development of any society. It is the link between a community's past and the present, which imbues the people with the requisite faith and confidence to face the future. Of course, culture is never static. It evolves with time as a society faces new circumstances, confronts fresh obstacles, and attains new levels of development. The challenge for any society is to successfully retain the best in their inherited traditions while making necessary changes to adjust to new realities. The richness of Yoruba
as a language can only be appreciated through its proverbs, which are used
to convey a specific message among others. It is often said, Owe lesin oro, oro lesin owe. Bí ọ̀rọ̀ bá sọnù, òwe la fi ń wá. One profound characteristic of Yoruba proverbs, apart from the depth of wisdom in its meaning, is its evergreen nature in terms of relevance across all ages, ancient and modern. Proverbs reinforce and validate our moral value system and must therefore be preserved and passed on to the younger generation.
The book reviewer in their speeches eulogized the book and Professor Kila'S, stating that the book has clearly explained Yoruba as a language of communication, as a philosophy, as a methodology of life, and as a solution-finding mechanism to critical societal problems.
International best practice for public presentation. Today, value has been added to it, meaning that the author has added value, all right, telling the whole world that there can always be a better way of presenting a new book, a new baby to the world.
But this is a book that I should be reading, probably like the way you read a Quran or a Bible. Because for every proverb, for you to really understand its meaning, for you to sink inside you, you need to reflect. Reflect the wordings, reflect the environment and the circumstance.
So my charge to Professor Kila'S is that you should continue to propagate Yoruba culture. Even though I heard you saying, oh, you have the plans of doing proverbs in other Nigerian languages, but don't forget, Odo Kensun, Koman Orisun. Yoruba land and Yoruba language is your first source. So,
the event was, however, attended by various heavyweights in the writing and culture preservation business, as well as government functionaries, among whom were Professor Tola Adeniyi, the Ààrẹ Ọ̀nà Kakanfò of Yoruba, Ọ̀túnba Gani Adams, represented by Barrister Yinka Oguntimehim, Secretary of Yoruba Elders, Governor of Sokoto State Alhaji Aminu Tambuwa, represented by Alhaji Mohammed Bello, Lagos State Governor, represented by the Commissioner for Information, Mr. Kehinde Bangbeto, among others.
I'm very happy. I'm elated. I'm surrounded by lots of friends and people I haven't seen forever. They top intellectuals, traditional leaders, political leaders of the Yoruba land and beyond, because we have people from other states as well have come around. It's a good place to be when you're around lovers of culture and people who appreciate intellectual efforts and thought. It's a reverting feeling. Well, this book is inspired by my quest to understand people and societies and the culture with which they perform. So it's just another part of it. I discovered Proverbs while looking for various ways to understand the society we live in. And Proverbs have sort of shown themselves to be a very major kind of key to unlock what society is made of. And that is fascinating. I also like it because Proverbs allows you to say a lot with little. And, you know, axioms, metaphors, allegories, and indeed Proverbs are the best way to communicate. In a time when we rush, it's good to find Proverbs. You say a few lines and a lot is said. But I think we need to do two things to make people read. We need to overall encourage them. We need to let them see that there is advantage in reading. So that if people can realize that in a book, whether it's a printed book or an e-book, that something will benefit them and enrich them is there, they'll go find it. I think writers need to find a way to understand that the readers of today is a new species of people and you have to speak their language. But you have to speak their language not in the way that you dumb down. You have to go in there to raise them up. Because reading gives knowledge and knowledge gives power.
Yes, my name is Mrs. Ronke Kila. I'm the mother to Professor Anthony Kila. I felt great. I thank God for everything. Today is one of my happiest days as well. I thank God for how things has taken place. I'm highly impressed because this is a child that he was not even brought up here like that. I'm surprised, but right from his baby, he's always been interested in our culture. That's one thing I noticed. So I thank God as he's trying to bring it out. I pray he should continue and do more of it in Jesus' name.